Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important root word that you will see frequently in medical terminology. So we are going to learn about those root words. So we will proceed in the very same way. Firstly, I'll explain you the root word with their meaning. Then we will see a couple of examples on the basis of that root word, because examples are the only thing that will help you when you are in interviews or an exam, because there you will get a chance to find out the thing, like what is the meaning of the medical terminology. So in that case, like, you have to identify the terminology meaning by looking at their root word, prefix and suffixes. Suffix, prefix are already covered. In this session we are going to talk about the medical coding root words. Those who know, those who are directly referring this session, just for them, like, there is one recommendation. Like, if you have not watched the previously released sessions first, please do that, because by referring those sessions, like, it will help you, because these all sessions are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on what is a root word. But prior to that, you should also know what is prefix, what is suffix, and how we can create a medical terminology. Means how we can identify the medical terminology. Okay. Alright, so let's move further with the first root word. So today's first root word is Mamm, Mammo, or Mast, or Masto. Sometime you will find the root word with O, sometime without O. So that is why I put a forward slash here, like Mamm, M-A-M-M /O. So sometime you will find M-A-M-M-O, and sometime you will find only M-A-M-M. Like similarly, M-A-S-T-O or M-A-S-T. So this root word is mainly used when there is a description of something breast related information. For example, here you can see we have one example, that is mammography. So for any medical purpose, if the medical imaging, breast imaging is performed through the doctor and medical team, then in that case we will utilize the terminology, that is mammography, where M-A-M-M-O is the root word. Okay. So that is why, like, understanding the root word is important, because it contains 90% of the information related to the terminology. So by looking at that word only, you can identify it. Okay, so this is the body part where we are doing the imaging, or where we are doing the treatment. Okay. So one more thing I want to tell you, if let's say some people got confused between the prefix and root word. So the only best thing to identify this is like, whenever you find a root word, it should be related to a body part or an organ system always. Okay. Whereas prefix will provide you some information but not related to that body part or something. Okay. We have already covered the prefixes, so you can refer that series. It will give you the idea. Now the next example is mastectomy. Mastectomy means, and now we know about the suffix ectomy, which is related to the surgical removal of something, right? So here we are talking about mastectomy. That means mast means breast, so breast, surgical removal of the breast. Clear? Fine. Now we will talk about the next root word, that is Gynec or gyneco. Gynec or gyneco, which is related to female or women. Okay. So for example, gynecology. Okay, the doctors of women, you can say it's a gynecology. Likewise, we have gynecomastia, which is a breast enlargement in the men. So yeah, these are the two root words that we discussed here. Now we will move to the next root word, that is Andr or andro. Okay, so sometime, like, you will find only A-N-D-R in the medical terminology. So that is also related to the male. And if you are getting the root word as A-N-D-R-O, that is also related to the medical, that is also related to male in medical terminology. For example, andrology. So if a group of doctors or a group of researchers are studying about the man behavior, man anatomy, then in that case we will call this entire stream as andrology, because they are typically purposely they are looking for the male, they are studying the male Okay, and that is why we are taking the terminology as andrology. Here you can see we have the root word as andro. It is present at the beginning, that is fine, but it is not a prefix. Okay, likewise we have androgen. Androgen means, so suppose there is a medical terminology which is providing the information related to the male hormone. So in that case what we will use the terminology androgen, where andro is denoting the meaning of male. Clear? Likewise we have OT or OTO, that is always related to ear, ot or auto. For example, here you can see we have otitis. Otitis means ear infection, and we also know that itis is something related to the inflammation. So maybe you can say that when there is a inflammation in the ear, okay, so in that case you will find the description or the prescription with these kind of terminology that shows the otitis, where ot is the ear and itis is the inflammation. I hope this example is clear. The next example is otoscope. Otoscope means instrument to examine the ear. Okay, so let's say if a patient is suffering from ear related disease, so in that case doctors will utilize one equipment that is called otoscope. And here otoscope is just a terminology where auto is the root word and scope is the suffix. Okay, so I think this part is clear to all of you. Now we will move to the next slide with some more suffixes, some more root word. Okay, alright, so let's start with this, the first one, which is RHIN, Rhin or rhino. Rhin or rhino, that is related to nose. So if you find this kind of root word in any of the terminology, then you can easily relate it with a nose, because it is providing some information related to nose, and as we discussed, it contains 90% of the information. Okay, so if something is containing 90% of information, then you can easily identify that word, and from that word, like, you can use it, you can get the actual meaning. So the first thing that we have is rhinitis. Rhinitis means nose inflammation. As I mentioned, that whenever you find something related to itis, then in that case you can easily relate it with the inflammation. Rhin is related to nose and itis is related to inflammation. Okay, now we will talk about the next thing, that is rhinoplasty. Rhinoplasty means nose reshaping. So again, here you can see the treatment is related to nose. For any medical purpose, if the nose is reshaped, then in that case we will use the terminology that is rhinoplasty. Okay, where rhino is a simple root word and plasty is denoting the suffix. Clear? Now we have last example for this day, and that is larynx or laryngo. For example, larynx or voice box. So mostly people know it as a voice box. So if you find a terminology like laryngitis, so we know the itis meaning, that is inflammation. We know the larynx meaning, that is voice box. So the inflammation in the voice box is denoted with the terminology laryngitis. Okay, similarly we have laryngectomy. So if due to any medical reasons, if the voice box is removed through a surgical procedure, then in that case we will use the terminology that it is laryngectomy, where ectomy is used as a suffix for the surgical removal of something, and larynx is the voice box. So when you combine these two terms, it will become a surgical removal of the larynx. Clear? So I hope these all root word are clear to all of you. Now for the practice purpose, I am providing you the important questions that you can refer, and it will help you to prepare for your exam and interviews. So for today there is one question, that is, what is the meaning of the ortho or ortho root word? I'm sure like most of you already know the answer of this question, so please do share your answer in the comment section, and please do share your knowledge, so that if someone is not aware of this answer, so they can simply refer it through the comments. In case if you don't know the answer, that is also fine. You can refer the previous session where we have already discussed this thing in a detail. So you can take a reference from it and then you can share your knowledge. But please do share your answer in the comment section, and those who will frequently reply on the comment section will be spotlighted in one of the session. So yeah, that's all for today, and see you in the next session with new topics. So thank you so much for watching Tech Sharmit.